Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. It's Burgess. Today we're going to paint a pine cone. I'm going to leave the drawing up on the screen for you so you can take a screenshot of it if you wish. So let's get started. So I'm going to start off by wetting the pine cone. I'm going to try and make this as simple as possible. And then we're going to put down some raw umber. Actually, no, let that. I'm going to darken the ends a bit. And now whilst that's wet, I'm going to take some burnt umber. Maybe change the brush. Take some burnt umber and put it sort of along here. Just make them smaller, these coney bits, right when you get to the bottom. Just make them smaller. And you want to make them sort of darken them up whilst it's still sort of what we're aiming for is that these ones that I covered in raw umber to be the pines that are sort of sticking out. And I'm going to darken this a bit more. And when you get to the bottom, just um, just make random marks because they're really small cones at the bottom. Really, I don't know what these are called actually. The cones, spike, spikes, or I don't know what they're called actually. Then we will darken this a bit more. I want to go back in with a bit more raw umber and let the spikes sort of stick out like that. I want to try and retain the light in that, in the ones that are protruding. So I'm going to add a lot more dark. Shape them like the way the cones would be shaped. So it looks like it's sort of protruding out. And this pine cone is going to be hanging on a tree, or a branch rather. Just make them small random marks at the bottom. And we're going to leave that as it is. And now we're going to move on to the branches. And for that, I'm going to use raw umber again for the branches that it's hanging on. Just squiggle it back and forth. Squiggle it back and forth. Squiggle it on. And then we're going to add some brown that we made. Let's darken the brown a bit more in some places. What I'm going to do is take the bird number again and just add some random, very light here, and maybe sort of along there. we're going to do the leaves. Now for this I'm going to use some sap green, and I'm going to change it to another rigger that I have. To that I'm going to add a bit of blue to darken it a bit more sap green. And now we're just going to do sort of strokes of leaves really, like that. I forgot to add a branch to it. Good Lord. And now we can just add a bit more colour to that. Bring that all the way in front of that one to make it look like it's sort of going off there. Okay, so here's our pine cone hanging from a tree. Hope you enjoyed that. If you did, give it a thumbs up and do consider subscribing. And don't forget to press the bell notification for my future videos. Thanks very much for watching. Thank you.